Hi, welcome to the Articulate Travel Center. My name is Matt. Please come in and get comfortable. How can I help you today? Okay. All right. 5 days in Dubai. Very nice. What time of year were you thinking? Well, actually, before we get this discussion started, let's get you something to drink. I find discussion always goes easier with something to drink. Coffee, tea, sparkling water, coffee. Now, forgive the forwardness of my question, but would you consider yourself something of a coffee connoisseur, or somebody who just drinks coffee because without it they can't function? All right. Well, I'm by no means a connoisseur of coffee, but I have learned to love what we prepare. It's quite ritualistic, in fact. We follow the methodology of the 2018 World Championship winner. There's a coffee World Championships. So we use a pour over and usually follow a 60-40 method. I'll have my receptionist prepare us 2 wonderful coffees. Any choice on preference on bean, region? Excellent. Listen, you're in the hands of the experts here. So from this point on, if it's all right with you, just sit back and we will guide you. All I will ask along the way are preferences. We'll take your preferences and we'll maneuver and guide you into what I think will culminate in 5 very special days. Okay, so it's just the hotel we want to book today. Maybe we can look at excursions closer to the time. Clear. Okay, let me have Lady Chu prepare our coffee. Chu. Okay. Just be a few moments. Now, did we have a date in mind? A particular week, not a month. Okay? Alright, so did you do much research on Dubai? And no, you just saw it on Instagram and thought this is somewhere that you'd like to go. Alright, so Dubai typically only has 2 seasons, summer and a cooler summer. We call it summer and winter, but winter is borrowing a little bit there. Summer is, as you'd expect, very hot, humid, but given Dubai and the UAE's progress in the last 20 years, there are a lot of things to do inside. Everything is air conditioned. All the homes, the rooms, wherever you would want to stay, it's always a comfortable 23, 24C. But I'm sure you might want to go out and explore a little bit, go to the beaches and so on and so forth. So I think February would be a good month for you. So let's frame our research around February. Okay? So looking at Feb next year. Okay? Our coffees are here. Thanks, Jim. And this is a Americano. I say anything about the coffee, give it a try. So good. Try and remember how it tastes, because as the coffee cools, it opens up a variety of new flavor profiles. Honestly, just you wait. That is a Spanish Arabica, and Golden Rules of Coffee Brewing says never to mix a Spanish Arabica with a pour-over. But like all things in life, sometimes it's important to find out what works for you. What works for you. When people are giving advice, very often they're just giving it on their experience, and there's nothing to suggest that their experience will be the same or even similar to yours. And that stands the same way, because I've prepared you a coffee that I would drink. If you don't like it, it's okay. But for me, the research that we did, this is the perfect coffee. Absolutely beautiful. And there's a natural sweetness. That disregards the need for a sweetener of any kind. Okay, so we're looking at Dubai next year, February, 4 to 5 nights. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm going to show you maybe 4 or 5 hotels, maybe even 6, within a scale, moving price scale. In each of these hotels, we of course have stayed in, or a member of the team have stayed in personally. Our footage comes from inside the rooms, so you know that what we're selling you is what you will be receiving. Okay? Every hotel that we work with has been independently verified. Independently verified. We're not paid by the hotels to sell you anything. Okay? All we're offering is a sincere and honest advice based on, again, our own experiences. Alright? Let's get started. Now, when we're looking for a hotel in Dubai, I quite like to start off at a place called The Retreat. Let me just bring this up on our screen. The Retreat McGallery on the Palm, Dubai. Now the Palm, you may have stumbled across in your research, is a, if you were to look at it from the sky down, it would look like someone has built or grown a palm tree into the ocean. And interestingly, you can actually stay on what's called the fronds. It's a remarkable place. Also has something similar to the Golden Mile, Edinburgh's Golden Mile, and the Palm. Really some of the most exquisite and lavish hotels, restaurants, bars in the world. There's also an excellent mall there called Nikhil Mall that has an observation tower. Now, if you were keen to see the Burj Khalifa, which of course anybody would, it has an observation floor. Now, in my personal opinion, the observation tower at the Palm and Nikhil Mall, both are breathtaking, by the way. I mean, really breathtaking. But the Nikhil Mall observation tower, a little bit quieter, a bit smaller, but the view of the Palm, especially in the golden hour, magnificent. Really, really worthwhile. Now, The Retreat. Interestingly, it's what's called a dry hotel. A doesn't sell alcohol, doesn't permit alcohol on the premise, and it's quite rare in Dubai to find a hotel that doesn't sell alcohol. But with this, we can expect perhaps a saving in the room. Sometimes hotels offer a little bit more. So let's take a look at, jump into the penthouse suite. Okay, now it should be noted that the name of this room alternates between the penthouse or the royal suite sometimes. Now, let's take a look at the room tour and we can discuss some of the particulars. Welcome to the Retreats Royal Suite. As we make our way in, the picture on the wall with its deep purple black grabs the attention, offset by the white vast flower, the circular under and overlighting, small kitchenette, seating area, contrasted by the orange dandelion picture. As we make our way to the bedroom, there's a 2-seat rest and recuperation spot. And you can see this large open space, widescreen TV, coffee machine, couples sink, rainfall shower, and of course our sunken bath. However, while the room is impressive and well appointed, the real show stealer awaits you on the deck outside. This is not a communal terrace. This is your hot tub and your decking lounge to invite friends and family, or just you and your partner, gazing out over the Palm and Dubai Marina, golden sandy beaches, and on this day there wasn't breath of wind, beautiful 25 degrees, perfection, your own garden terrace, and step back in to the comfort of your own room, king size bed, and luxury. Since the terrace is so impressive, we took a quick recording of what it looks like at night, and while the camera may not hold up as well as we would like, you can see the jacuzzi lights up along with the Dubai skyline. To the right you can see Atlantis the Royal. To the left, Dubai Marina and the Palm. Quite magnificent. Enjoy, relax and kick back. Make the most of it. This is your life. Now, the Royal Suite, or Penthouse Suite, is remarkable. The terrace space that it affords is breathtaking. Yeah. And at nighttime, with the hot tub, really quite incredible. In fact, should be noted that any room that also enjoys club lounge access, the lounge offers free beverages, snacks, all day. So if you're like me and you enjoy coffee and fresh juices, it's probably worthwhile to upgrade. Now, we'll start off at the very base room. A deluxe room for 4 nights. Typically, site price $1,100 or 4,200 dirhams. About 1,080 euros, I think, and about 850 in pounds, subject to local conversion. Now the deluxe room, 35 square meters with a balcony, rainfall shower. We can get this down to $933. 25% reduction. Okay? Now, that includes breakfast. But if we're looking to increase the room size, if we're looking to move something similar to the tour we just saw, and the deluxe 1-bedroom suite, you're practically doubling your floor size, 75 square meters. Balcony, club lounge access, partial sea view. Now, partial sea view just means that usually you're on the corner of the building, and if you angled your body a little bit, you'd have a full sea view. But if you were to stand in the middle of your balcony, looking straight, you would not be looking directly at the sea. It would usually be in your periphery. Sometimes hotels are cautious and say partial when actually it's a full. But usually they want to make sure that expectations are surpassed, not just met. Okay? So partial sea view, deluxe 1-bed suite, you're looking at $2,090. With our 25% discount, we can get it down to 1,568. Okay? 4 nights. Okay? We can price the penthouse or the royal suite. Now, this comes in at over 99 square meters. Now you've seen the footage. It's a very, very large room for 2 people. You're more than welcome to invite guests, but they wouldn't be eligible to stay the night. Okay. You're paying for 2 people. Okay. The room can hold 4, technically speaking. So you could, if you had a couple of friends over, they're welcome to stay, but no more than 4. Okay? Excellent. Okay, so the penthouse, the royal suite, isn't subject to the 25% discount. We could push for maybe 10-15% if we work with the hotel. But your baseline price, public rate for this room for 4 nights, $4,138. We could get this down to 3,735 if that's of interest to you. Sure. And let me take a note with breakfast. And of course, this is full palm view as you saw in the video. Really quite magnificent. Okay, but a little bit about the retreat itself, because not just the rooms. It has a wonderful spa called Rhea Wellness. Some of the treatments there are really quite remarkable, in all honesty. The restaurants at the retreat score very highly. We ate there every night, and really some of the food, juice bars, you have a wonderful time, to be honest. Their approach to dining, at least from when we went, a restaurant called The Vibe, which is a buffet restaurant, very wide selection, not necessarily the widest that we'd seen, but it offers a la carte and buffet dining. They have a Ripples juice bar. And the juice bar, some of the things they dreamt up for my wife and I were really quite remarkable. They also have Beit al-Nakla. This is an Arabic dining restaurant, and it means the house of the palm. The house of the palm. And it's traditional Arabic cuisine. And the way it reads is embracing authentic, time-honored rituals. If I was you, if you're staying at the retreat, you have to eat here. Okay? Enjoy a piece of local culture and Arabic food. Full of flavor. Delicious, in fact. Really, really delicious. Okay. Now, because it's on the palm, almost every hotel, in fact, maybe it is every hotel, but the vast majority of hotels have direct beach access. I can maybe flash up on the screen here, and you probably saw in the video just how close you are. You are literally on the beach. You walk out the hotel, you're at the beach. And it's a private beach. The beach belongs, that portion belongs to the hotel. And of course, when you're on the palm, you have access to a variety of water activities as well. Okay. Let's put the palm, rather, let's put the retreat to one side. Just drawing up my cost sheet. Now, I want to forget my coffee. The palm, I think we'll revisit towards the end of our hotel list. But let's take you to downtown, to the heart, the hub of Dubai. There's a couple of hotels I think that maybe we could look at here. Let's kick it off with the Emirates Tower. Now it's two identical towers, lovingly called the Emirates Towers, owned by the Jumeirah Group. And in Dubai, whenever you see the Jumeirah Group being referenced, you can immediately expect a very, very high standard of customer experience, luxury, just a hallmark of quality, to be honest. Whenever one of the team, myself, my wife, have been staying in a Jumeirah hotel, and to give a flavor, they own the Burj Al Arab, or manage the Burj Al Arab, for example, Emirates Towers, Alcazar, which I haven't added the Alcazar to the list, but it might be something else to consider. If we're not happy with the 5 or 6 that we review, Alcazar is really breathtaking, to be honest. Now, the Emirates Towers. Duplicate towers, one for commercial business and one is a hotel. So, let me show you the room footage of a typical king suite, and then we can review some restaurants and prices. Welcome to Suite 2600 in Emirates Towers. We're greeted immediately by an elongated corridor with infinity mirrors. The corridor leads to an immediate right, presenting the guest bathroom. Then we're met with the half-circle dining table with welcome fruits and cakes. A generously sized living room, office with coffee machine, capsules, and teas. this particular day, there was low-lying fog in Dubai, which can sometimes signal the changing of seasons from the summer into the winter. So our would-be view was particularly constrained, but rest assured the view is spectacular. As we make our way into the bathroom and are denied our wonderful view, we're met with a marbled bathroom, motorized blind privacy curtain. Stepping into the master bedroom, we're treated to a rather interesting and perhaps unique view. At the end of the bed lies a corner, and in this corner is a mattressed floor that a family or a couple can lay down and gaze over the majestic Dubai skyline. To the left you saw the Museum of the Future. To the right, you would be forgiven for thinking it's the Arc de Triomphe, Emirates Towers at the heart of Dubai. Okay, so welcome back. Now, let's look at our room options. And personally, I would pay the extra for a room with a view, so to speak, because the view isn't captured particularly well on the room footage, because that day we had a wave of very thick fog in Dubai. But the deluxe room, your base room, spectacular view, really spectacular. No balconies in the Emirates Towers. If that's important for you, this might not be the right one, but if you're just interested in the view, a deluxe room, 44 square meters, and you'll notice the base size is higher. 44 square meters for the smallest room in the hotel is a large room. Okay, if you are traveling in the UK, your base room size is maybe 1/3 of this, maybe even a quarter of that. Now the rooms for 4 nights, okay, $675, and maybe with our magic we can get this down to $550. It's $100 a day, $120 a night. Okay, and as you saw, the rooms are executive, 55 square inch TV, bathrobe, slippers, everything you'd expect from a 5-star hotel, and a view that you're in the heart of Dubai with architecture and structure and thoughtful design all around you. Okay, if we move up to something like the Club Junior Suite, and again, the Emirates Towers have a executive lounge, and particular rooms give you access to this lounge. The Club Junior Suite and the club rooms will give you access. The Junior Suite is $864 for 4 nights. We can get it down maybe to $730. Let me make a call. And 63 square meters, and a really scenic view. Really quite remarkable, to be honest. Okay. Now if we just filter on suites. The video tour that you saw is from the executive suite, and that little triangle at the end of the bed, that area, laying down, the coffee, plate of food, the view is just, it's unbelievable. In fact, it's surreal to look around you. And these are what's called King's Corner suites. When you're in the corner, you have two glass panels, two full-size windows to look around. If you can stretch to the executive suite, it's $1,101 for the 4 nights. Of course, gives you lounge access. I would definitely recommend it. The view, as you can see, doesn't do it justice, but it's something you would remember for the rest of your life. And I don't say that with exaggeration either. Okay. Now the restaurants, you will be well taken care of at the Emirates Towers. The agency, now this is a cocktail bar, and really a soulful, almost jazz-like theme proliferates the bar. It's a great place to spend time and hang out. Mundo's. Now Mundo's provides a global culinary approach. You can taste food from every culture. Seriously. Miami is the live theater and culinary mastery on a rooftop oasis evoking the essence of Miami. Miami is actually Japanese. It's sushi. Personally, I'm not the biggest sushi fan in the world. It's usually fish and rice. How exciting can fish and rice really be? And my wife would be disagreeing. It's the only time my wife ever really have anything to not agree on. And I can eat sushi easily and still enjoy it. But in my simple mind, it lacks some of the depth. But if you're a sushi fan, Miami. Flow is actually a wellness hub. They sell a lot of healthy foods. That is interesting. They also have the Alara. Now the Alara is what's called Levantian, Middle Eastern, Arabic style cuisine. If you're going here, I would order something like fetid lame, which is a spiced rice with a slow cooked herb lamb. Really, it's a treat to the senses. And again, you are very centrally located with Emirates Towers. Excellent. I'll add it to the possibilities. Okay. So we covered the retreat, Emirates Towers. How about something different? How about the Maidan? Now, if my parents were able to listen into our conversation, I think my mother would be nodding enthusiastically, saying, "We stayed there, we stayed there." My mum loves horses and has always liked horses. And if you're of a similar association, this might be somewhere interesting to consider. So the Maidan is actually situated next to, built into a racetrack, a horse racetrack. So it's, if you imagine Dubai downtown, step out maybe 10 kilometers, maybe a little less than that, and you find Maidan. Isn't what you would consider centrally located, but it's a few minutes taxi to the center town. And what it might lack in, or what it might be missing in terms of centrality, it certainly more than makes up for in experience. So let's look at some of the let's look at the presidential suite first, and then we can review some of the room options. Welcome to the presidential suite in the Maidan. Immediately we're met with a kitchenette / bar, coffee machine, tea, and a serving area should you wish to host guests, relatives and friends and family. Maidan, of course, being a racetrack, you'll find race horses and horses in general is a common theme throughout. Little gift from ourselves to you with chocolates and fruit. Stylish Italian upholstered red couch with a wonderful view of the upper floor of the presidential suite. A simple click will lift and part the curtains. And again, the vaulted ceiling really is just incredibly impressive to see. The room offers a perfect view onto the racecourse itself. To the right we have a small breakout area for quiet reading, perhaps, or watching the races in the comfort of your own room. Now as we begin to make our way through out of the living room, again the marble coffee table, handmade. We step into the first of 2 king suite bedrooms. The cushioned facade behind the bed, the royal blue couch. Small office space for catching up with work or perhaps tending to business. Here's the first of 2 balconies in the room. We step out and again are fortunate enough to see the finish line of the racetrack. This video was recorded early in the morning and there was actually a race meet that afternoon. Stepping into the master bathroom, we can see a very large shower, a sunken jacuzzi tub, equipped with TV, again for watching the races and relaxing. His and her sinks, underlit, shower paneling, waterfall shower, and the white and black marble really gives a certain sense of presence, of regal charm without being ostentatious. Walk-in cupboard, large, well apportioned, as one might come to expect from a presidential suite. As we make our way back through the living room and up the stairs, and I would take a pause at the top of the stairs just to look down and around, understanding this is one hotel room. This is not an Airbnb, this is not an apartment, it's just a hotel room. Make our way into the second bedroom, no less luxurious, similar layout with the blue royal couch in the corner. An even more impressive view because we're now 1 floor up. A wonderful layback duvet couch for again watching the races and watching the world go by. Moving into the second but no smaller bathroom, again hot tub jacuzzi, enormous shower. Of course, rainwater shower head. Luxurious toiletries. Incredibly well scented. And again, a couple's sink. A walk-in closet for all your storage needs. There are touches around the room that just blend so well. A sparkle of decadence here, an addition of luxury there. Welcome to the Maidan. Okay. Beyond impressive. Now, we were lucky enough, my wife and I took my parents to stay here on the day of a race. So we were lucky enough to check in the morning. They granted us early check-in. And you get to watch these races. Any room that has a balcony and is track facing, you can watch this horse racing for hours. And it's amazing. Really, really amazing. You can sit in the balcony. Each of the rooms have a TV that takes the feed of the camera recording the broadcast of the horse racing. So you can watch it, listening to the cheer of the crowd from the comfort of your bed, for example. It is one of the most unique experiences I've had at a hotel. And I guess the UAE is committed to providing these types of unique tourist experiences. In Abu Dhabi, they have the W Hotel, where you can stay on the racetrack of the Grand Prix. I didn't include it because Abu Dhabi wasn't in the scope, but we can put a price together for a day trip to Abu Dhabi and a night in the W Hotel, racetrack, race side. Really something very special. Even all the restaurants overlook the corners of the track. Yeah. Now, in the case of Maidan, let's have a look at some room prices. So if we look to check in February, let's have a look what we have here. See what magic we can make. Okay. The base room, and this is again what I'm talking about, what you might lose a little bit in being centrally located. The base room, the cheapest room this hotel offers, starts at 62 square meters, which is huge. Really, really quite huge, to be honest. Again, double the size of the first hotel we looked at, almost double the size. And these all have balconies. Now each and every room offers a view of the racetrack, every single room. And these start at $219 per night. We can get this down. With breakfast, it's $237 per night. We can get this down to just under $180. All right. So you're looking at about $720 for the 4 nights. All right, with our special rate for the base room. If we're moving up to, for example, the premium, if we move up to the panoramic suite, Now, the panoramic suite is actually 120 square meters, which is huge. And that comes in at $582 per night. I think we can get that down to maybe $460, maybe $450 per night. It's obviously getting expensive, but for 120 square meters, depending on how much time you're going to spend in your room, of course. Now, the Meydan actually has 2 presidential suites, which is a little unusual, in my experience at least. They have the slightly smaller at 328 square meters, and this is $1,173 per night, but obviously is really quite elaborate. Now this isn't the room tour that you saw, it's the one down, but the slightly smaller version spans, I think, a single floor, but is huge. It's enormous floor space, again with a wonderful view, something that would live with you for a very long time. The presidential duplex suite, the one from the footage that you saw, 352 square meters, and it's 1,271 per night. For 4 nights, that is obviously a considerable sum of money, but depending on your budget, coming home after a day of adventuring and exploring to a room like that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do. Remember, money is absolutely relative. If you are walking around as a billionaire, $1,000 a night for a room, you literally wouldn't notice it from a pile of money that's missing. If you're looking at a much more realistic budget, $1,000 a night is unthinkable, and that's understood and completely recognized. Okay. Thankfully, you are clearly a very successful individual and not something that you need to worry about. But we do try to frame everything we do with a context of a real-world implication. Okay? All right. Let's look at some of the restaurant, the dining options at the Meydan. And again, Meydan is, I guess, a non-typical place to go. If you're a tourist, maybe the Meydan isn't the first thing you would think of, but for me, that's even more of a reason to consider it. Farrier's International Restaurant. This is a la carte, and they also do a buffet dinner and breakfast. Beautiful food. The Millennium Lounge. Now this is quite a cozy, quiet, chilled bar. If you want just to relax before going out later or maybe coming back, it's a nice place. It has a beautiful, again, almost Arabic vibe to it. And I think of all the places we have been, then really quite a interesting, again, vibe to it. The pool bar, the Meydan's pool, and I'll be sure to show you this, but Meydan's pool has also an incredible view. It's almost like a long stretched pool with this view of greenery and what should be desert land, but clearly you can see how beautiful the desert is. It stretches over to Dubai, and in the morning with the sunrise, again, if you've ever seen a show called Downton Abbey, there's a character there called Carlton, and Carlton said something along the lines of, the purpose of life is the procurement of happy memories, meaning that we just need to go through life and build up as many happy and wonderful memories as we can. And views, tastes. For me, these are all wonderful things to build into a bank of happy thoughts and happy memories. The view from the Maidan is something that, again, I will remember probably my whole life, to be honest. Being a little bit sentimental. Anyway, the Maidan is an excellent option if you're looking for something a little bit different, especially if you love horses and horse racing, in fact. Great. Okay. Now, I think maybe we could return to downtown, and this time we want to consider perhaps Dubai's most famous, most iconic building. It's probably equal, tied first, but it's the Palace downtown. The Palace, let's not even go any further. Let's see the room footage, and then you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Welcome to the Palace. Now, the Palace is one of the most famous and well-known hotels in Dubai. As we step into the room, we're met with a breakfast serving area, kitchenette, coffee machine, capsules, teas. A charming Middle Eastern decor really brings traditional Arabia to the forefront of a customer's mind. Beautifully lit guest restroom on the left. Also wonderfully apportioned, as is the floor, the carpets, the paintings. The art decor is carefully selected to enrich and enhance the solid brass coffee table. Exquisite, full of history. The sliding doors allowing complete privacy. Again, re-emphasizing the size of this room. The hotel staff lovingly and kindly putting together two beautiful kissing swans. Rose petals adorn your bed. And again, it's amalgamating the modern with the historical seamlessly. A couple's sink complements a well-proportioned bathroom, large shower. Comfortably and elegantly decorated bathroom. Sunken bathtub. And of course, a walk-in shower. Some of the finest smelling toiletries you'll ever likely to find in a hotel. Stepping back through, quick reminder that try to do your part. Reuse towels where possible. Small but sensitive thought. And perhaps what makes this room even more special than perhaps anything else you might see is the view afforded to it. Look at this tallest structure in the world on your very doorstep. The fountains that play every 30 minutes, also right in front of your balcony. Enjoy luxury. Okay, the palace is definitely one of the more opulent, more prestigious hotels of all the very many prestigious hotels in this area of the world. Again, referring back to what we just discussed. Memorable. Okay. Now, of course, the view of the Burj Khalifa is something that, again, referring back to our prior discussion, it's just a memory that will likely live with you for a very, very long time. Now, not every room in the palace, of course, is afforded a lake or Burj Khalifa view. Now, let's start. Their base room is 51 square meters. Now, a deluxe lake view room. This is priced in at $544 per night. We can get this down to maybe $430, I think we could do. Again, this is a lake view room, 51 square meters. Breakfast included. Now, if we want to move up to a fountain view, so that's Burj Khalifa, and in front of it are the fountains. For a fountain view, you're looking more like $740 per night before discount. With breakfast, $760. Now, if you want to move to something like a suite, you're looking 70 square feet, 70 square meters, I should say. $675. We can get this to $540. And again, these rooms, that includes breakfast. These rooms are tastefully appointed. Very, very sizable. And fountain view means you have access and view to the Burj Khalifa, and sitting on your balcony at night time watching the fountains go off every 30 minutes, watching the Burj Khalifa get lit up. My wife and I sat for hours on our balcony watching. Just really something to remember. Now, the footage that you saw is the Palace Suite. It comes in at $1,088 per night. We can get it down to maybe $830. Maybe a little bit under $8, actually. Depends on the availability. And it's 105 square meters. And as you saw, affords breathtaking views. There is, however, and your discretion, the Royal Suite. Similarly sized room, but it can offer a slightly closer view to the Burj Khalifa. The palace offers I think there's only one of these rooms called the Imperial Suite. And this is 500 square meters. Okay, it's over 5,500 square feet. $5,400 per night, and is, as you would imagine, wonderfully proportioned, and the view is something that, if money's no object, something to consider for sure. Now, it should be noted, the palace is owned and operated by a chain called the Address. The Address hotels, again, are synonymous with luxury, fine dining, a wonderful overall customer experience, similar to the Jumeirah Corporation, the Address. Again, you will not go wrong in one of their hotels. The palace, if you were on the other side of the lake, next to the Burj Khalifa and next to the Dubai Mall, you would be looking at the palace. In fact, when I arrived in Dubai, my now wife, then girlfriend, And it can't really be overstated. Ignore everything that you read or see or think how, whatever, of Dubai. Standing at the foot of the Burj Khalifa and looking up is a humbling experience. And then turning around and looking across the lake through these beautiful fountain displays, you will see this decadently lit and proportioned hotel. I didn't know it was a hotel. I asked my then girlfriend, "What is that place over there?" And she said, "That's the palace." And I thought she meant literal, because it looks like a palace. And she said, "No, it's a hotel." And I said, "You can stay there." And she said, "Yes, it gives amazing views apparently of the Burj Khalifa." And one day we were fortunate enough, and I mean so lucky, to be able to stay there. And the food, the experience, the ambience, memorable. Okay, definitely worth your consideration. Now, let me go back quickly. And we'll look at some of the dining options at the palace. So there's Thiptara. Thiptara is a Thai restaurant and affords wonderful views. If you sit outside, wonderful views of the lake. In fact, if you're lucky enough, you get there early enough, and that's a key. They don't usually have reserved seating, so you can make a reservation, but it's, at least of the night we were there, first come, first served. And my wife and I were the first in the restaurant, and that helps because we were staying in the hotel. And they sat us right next to the water. I mean, you can touch the lake. And the fountains run every 30 minutes. And the Burj Khalifa. We sat there for 4 hours and just had a magnificent time. There's the Awan, a Middle Eastern restaurant, the Bayara Lounge. Snacks and light bites, but very tasty. But the Thiptara, give it a look. Wonderful experience. And of course, being in the palace, you have almost direct access to the Dubai Mall, which is enormous. Within Dubai Mall, they also have Ski Dubai. So even though we have summer and diet summer, you can witness real snow. Now this isn't artificial snow that you can ski on. This is actual snow. So inside the mall, they have a section that it looks a bit like a small mountain. And I went on a team building there once. We were building snowmen, snow women, snow people. And you could ski, like actual skiing, slalom skiing. Oh, it's, again, if you have an idea, Dubai had the drive to make it come to life. They also have an aquarium inside the mall. Dubai Mall is, if you can, I wouldn't go at the weekends. If I was you, I would try and go early morning because it's much quieter. But commerce is alive and well in the Middle East. You might see your local high street is boarded up, shops closed, everything's online. Of course, you can still order everything online here, but the people like to go out and explore. And why wouldn't you want to shop in a mall like Dubai Mall? It's magnificent. Again, you be your own judge. Don't listen to other people's opinions on somewhere, some people. Find out for yourself and talk honestly about it. Now, let's get to the final two. The last two I have left, I think, are now the two most iconic hotels in Dubai, for sure, and one of them maybe now both are iconic in the entire world. And it's difficult to split these two, but I think it would be unfair to not leave the one I'm thinking about till last. So our penultimate hotel is Atlantis the Royal. And my sister was a little bit annoyed that I got to stay here, because she had been reading about it and looking at it for a long time. So let me run the footage and then we can talk about this ridiculously cool hotel. Welcome to your room tour of Atlantis the Royal. You'll notice as we step into the suite, we were celebrating a birthday on this particular instance. To your immediate left, as you walk in, you will find the guest bathroom. That's right, this suite has 2 restrooms. To the immediate right, you will see a small kitchenette equipped with an espresso coffee machine. Beautifully tasted artwork. Of course, the brewstring tea that we do pride ourselves in. Our beverages, hot and cold, are always of the highest quality. As we step into the living room, you'll notice a small office area to the left-hand side. A complimentary room mist that is yours to take. Even the office, we take time to stylize, customize, to give you the feeling of the executive. Table, chairs, well-proportioned and very well-stocked minibar. For this particular offer, everything in the minibar is included in the room. Included in the room. A 65-inch TV, generously apportioned tea couch, polished coffee table, and a welcome assortment of treats. This, of course, is the Palm, famous for its unique structure and design, and of course, allowing for a magnificent view. As we make our way into the bedroom, you can see a super king-size bed, sliding balcony doors, and as we step out onto the balcony, we're treated with a magnificent view of the sea. The Palm in all its glory. The fountain is right in front of you there and comes on every 15 minutes. Really quite spectacular. And for your viewing pleasure, you can enjoy it from your room. Little picture of the hotel there. Rather unique design and something we're very proud of. Moving very quickly on to our pillow menu. We encourage you to try each of these. The buckwheat pillow is my personal favorite. Please take advantage of these. Now, as you can see, the view is unimaginable, to be honest. But more than just the view, this hotel, I think of all the places the team have went to, this is the most interesting one to walk around. there is so much architecture, so much design consideration just walking around. Even if you don't want to stay there, or it's too expensive or not your taste, go there for an afternoon tea. Walk around inside the hotel, because it's like an art gallery. Lots of very highly branded, luxurious retail offerings there as well. The fountains, so fun to watch. But the afternoon tea, highly recommended. Really, it's a wonderful experience, and if you're staying there, even better. Now, let's look at some of the options we have, okay? Now, the Atlantis Royal describes itself as the epitome of luxury, and it is, alright? If you are fortunate enough to stay somewhere like here, it's beyond belief, to be honest. The hotel itself is such a unique structural accomplishment. It's essentially building blocks built on each other, culminating in this, and it's enormous. So right next to Atlantis, the Royal is the original Atlantis, which is a beautiful hotel, and also very famous in its own right. It was considered one of the pinnacles, and still is, because it was large and it had a water park and it was beautiful. Atlantis the Royal is built next door to it, and it is 5-6 times the size. It's huge. Mostly because the rooms are so large. Now, this is the kind of thing that you're looking at once in a lifetime. All right, this isn't a typical place to stay. All right, so let's pretend we're doing once in a lifetime, and we don't need to worry about the price. All right. Now, so the base entry room is the Seascape King, which is $887 per night. Beautiful sea view, richly appointed room, and that includes breakfast. Okay, we can get that down to maybe $710. This is per night, obviously. If we want to step things up a little bit, we have the, I say a little bit is maybe a choice word there. We can get the Palmscape Queen, which is a double room, similarly sized, but 2 beds. It's $1,000 per night. Okay. We have okay. Now the next step up in price, we have the Junior Skyview Suite. Comes in at $1,757 a night. Now there is an admittedly sizable jump in price, but the rooms themselves are quite different. The base room is beautifully appointed. The junior suites are a level of opulence even beyond that, and a beautiful view of the Dubai skyline and the Palm. And again, maybe we can get this down to 1.4 maybe per night. It's 80 square meters rooms. They're sizable, they're beautiful, they are once in a lifetime. Okay, the Skyview suites are iconic, in fact, and they're very well thought of. The level above that, if you wanted to really push your boat out, the Sky Terrace Suite, which you're looking at $1,867 per night. 109 square meters. These rooms are huge, and they look, again, beautiful. That was actually the room that you saw in the footage. That's the Sky Terrace suite. Again, if you're looking for levels of opulence, at its most highest, Atlantis the Royal offers the Palmscape Penthouse. This is priced in at just over $10,000 a night. Now, that seems like an eye-watering sum of money, which it is. This offers 163 square meters, and it's what's called a duplex, a two-floor system. Now, I haven't been in this room, but I've heard it's unbelievably impressive. And it should be noted that the suites all come with a butler service. When my wife and I checked into our Sky Terrace, we actually had two butlers. You were given one each, which was a new experience for us. And my wife and I have never become comfortable with having a butler service. And maybe you wouldn't be either. But they are engaging, happy, friendly, and clearly love their work. All right. Try not to be too embarrassed about the idea of having a butler service, because they want you to have a great time. They want you to have a nice time. And that is very apparent in all the staff that we dealt with in all the hotels we've discussed, in fact. But especially here, guys and girls just really want you to have a nice time. They're having a nice time when you're having a nice time. And I don't know whether that's they're told to do that, or if it's, regardless of the reason, it seemed ultra sincere. Just nice people, incredibly talented and effective at their jobs. Okay, dining options. Now, personally speaking, this is just my opinion, all of the restaurants you will eat at in Dubai, in all the, I guess, thousands of meals my wife and I have had here, we've had one meal that we didn't like. One. The level of service is unbelievable. But specifically, Atlantis the Royal now hosts Heston Blumenthal. Heston Blumenthal became very famous in the UK for his unique approach to culinary expertise. He would like to make things look like other things and serve them as food. And he's a true pioneer in exploring the boundaries of what is possible when serving food. If you are staying in Atlantis the Royal, you have to eat at Heston Blumenthal's restaurant. There's also a Nobu. Now, Nobu are a worldwide, highly regarded seafood restaurant. In fact, I think the tastiest meal I have ever had in my entire life, still to this day, resides with Nobu. It actually was in Nobu Atlantis, the original Atlantis, not Atlantis the Royal. But Nobu, for us, again, synonymous with, and I'm not a huge seafood fan, by the way. I can eat seafood, it's okay. I wouldn't choose to order it above anything else if they have a steak, for example. But the flavor in their food is just unbelievable. If you can get to a Nobu, if you can get to Nobu in Atlantis the Royal, you are going to have a remarkable time. Almost guaranteed. They also have Lamar by Gaston Lecurio. Now this is authentic Peruvian dishes. And again, highly regarded chef that just provides delicious food. Okay. The choice offering in Atlantis the Royal is beyond belief. At the very least, go and have an afternoon tea there because you need to see the palm. And it sits at the very pinnacle, the very end of the palm. Okay? Alright. Now, of course we saved not necessarily the best till last, but the most iconic, probably the most famous hotel in the entire world. The Burj Al Arab, or Burj Al Arab. This hotel defies the definition of what a hotel actually is. Let's take a look at the diplomatic suite, or the club suite as it's also called. Welcome to perhaps the most famous hotel in all of the world. We are standing outside the club suite, or the diplomatic suite. Gold-plated door frame. A thick wooden door leads us into a world of opulence. The spiraling carpeted staircase. The ornate banner. We gaze around the room, the linen hanging from the wall, the vaulted ceiling, the golden columns, the rich carpet, the view, and here we have an open bar for you and your guests as a special welcome. Luxuriously upholstered, and a small welcome cake for you there. Of course, the Burj Al Arab is built into the ocean, and it looks back to Dubai, and also out to the Arabian Gulf. Here we have the first of several seating areas. The magnificence of the Burj Al Arab structure is really seen to be believed. A dining table made of royal oak. Again, that beautiful view of the Persian Gulf. Of course, what use would a club suite be without a games room? In this instance, we have a table tennis set up for you, but if you prefer pool or snooker, please call us and this will be arranged. Of course, a sofa for your friends and family to watch. A kitchen that can be fully stocked upon request, and should you require your own personal chef, we're happy to assist. Complimentary water and coffee, as you would no doubt expect. Stepping back into the dining room, we're reminded just how incredibly large and spacious this suite really is. Here we find the guest restroom. The mustard yellow with the blue paper. Really quite magnificent. Patterned royal oak desk. Everything is designed and made nothing is too much. Nothing is ever falling short of perfection. The gold mask mirror. And as we make our way up, again passing the ornate banister, we're reminded, and as if we're stepping back into the 15th, 16th century, as if we ourselves are royal somehow. And as we top the stairs, we are met by an office space with some generally apportioned seating. And that view, somehow even more impressive, with a bit more height. As we step past the office, maybe one last glance. We find ourselves walking into what we hope is a sea of its own luxury. Again, the view of the ocean, the palm that you may be familiar with at this point, and of course, a TV that can be summoned at your request. In the artwork, the theme of the Burj Al Arab isn't just opulence as we gaze into the somewhat confusing ceiling mirror, but it's trying to encompass a sense of perfection, of comfortability, of enjoyed luxury. Even the corridor to the makeup station, twin wardrobes. The very fact we can even see a corridor of such in the middle of such a large room speaks volumes. The twin sink in the main bathroom, gold paneling, everything is perfect, not a scratch, not a mark. The mosaic tiling, the whirlpool bathtub, robes of the most comfortable cotton. The Burj Al Arab welcomes you with a level of luxury previously thought impossible. But more than luxury, it brings memory. Now, of all the places I personally have stayed and will ever stay, I don't think anything will make me feel like this hotel did. And it's difficult to put into words, actually, just how fortunate you feel walking around the hotel itself, because it's a place that I personally, being nothing Marina Suite. 170 square meters. Every single room in the Burj Al Arab has 2 floors. They're all duplexes. 170 square meters broken over 2 floors. Now, the price per night, $1,397 for the base room. We could get this down to just under 1,000, I think 995. And again, you're afforded a breathtaking view at this price point. You cannot go wrong in any of these rooms. If you wanted to move up to something like the one in the video that we just saw, that is the Club 1-bedroom suite. Now it's 330 square meters. Alright. And as you saw, the views are breathtaking. The windows are, the entire wall is windows. You can see the entirety of Dubai, its beaches, and per night you're looking at $2,329. Now, I should add that when we went to stay in the Burj Al Arab, we only booked the Sky Palm Suite, which is 170 square meters. However, the hotel decided to upgrade us from the Sky Palm Suite to the Club 1-bedroom suite. No extra cost, and the size of the room increases by like 50%. This is what you have to look forward to. Now, I can't promise they're going to upgrade you, but what I can promise you is that they will want to do things like this for you. This is what is awaiting you. The kind of customer service where they quite literally want nothing but the very, very, very best, most memorable, most enjoyable experience. The waiting staff at breakfast are engaging, they're funny, they're personable, they're happy. This is what's awaiting you. If we select the Burj Al Arab, this is all ahead of you. Okay? Now, just in the interest really of curiosity, the most expensive room in the Burj Al Arab, should it be your prerogative, is the 3-bedroom diplomatic suite. 670 square meters, $5,879 per night. Now this, maybe I can do some work with. Maybe we can get it to about 4 or 6, I think. If we're staying for 4 nights, we can get it down to maybe 4 or 5 per night. And again, we're spending insane sums of money here, but you're an insanely lucky and fortunate individual, and you deserve no less. 3 bedrooms spanning 2 floors, a games room, and a kitchen. Of course. And why not? Now, dining. Not only is it obviously iconic and similar to Atlantis the Royal, the Burj Al Arab is enormous as a structure, standing at the base of it, because it's built into the ocean. You cross a bridge just sits beachside. It's basically a beach club up front, serving lots of light snacks and bites and delicious food, really. Almata, it's a French cuisine, Michelin star restaurant that you're going to have. Again, the most remarkable experience, where food just seems to taste better than it's ever tasted in your entire life. The Sad Eda. Now this is an international themed restaurant, and you'll quite often find a harpist, somebody strumming a harp while you're eating. They also offer a beautiful afternoon tea. There's Guilt. It's a cocktail bar offering really quite stunning and memorable views, specializing in mixology and dreaming up some interesting taste and flavor profiles in beautifully decorated cocktails. There are so many restaurants in this hotel because it's so large. The Sky View Lounge is also well worth a trip. Beautiful views, great food. And honestly, the Al Awan, or Al Awain, give it a look. It's Arabic themed, Arabic flavors. Beautiful example of culinary expertise, in fact. To be honest, the Burj Al Arab dining is a bit, you could throw a dart at the dartboard and you're going to have a great time, as you would expect, okay? But not just a great time, but something that evokes this feeling in you. And that isn't even specific just to Burj Al Arab or Atlantis the Royal. All of these hotels have excellence at their very core, okay? You have all of this ahead of you. I want nothing more than for you to have the very best time. We're going with the Burj Al Arab, alright. Okay. Let me get the package together for you. Let me reach out to the hotel. We're going to get you the very best deal. We're going to get you picked up at the airport. Okay, they have a chauffeur experience that's included in the price. We're going to get you chauffeured from the hotel, from the airport rather, to the hotel. You're going to open the door, they're going to welcome you with some Arabic tea. You're going to get checked in, and you're just going to be mesmerized. Alright? Absolutely mesmerized. Think opulence beyond belief. And maybe it's even a little bit too overbearing to begin with, because it might be so far from what your day-to-day life is. My wife and I lead a very simple life. Our house, if you could see inside it, is just, there's nothing extravagant in there. Apart from a big TV for gaming, that's about it. But enjoy it, it's just an experience. Life is just a series of moments. Make memorable ones. Excellent, I'm so glad you came in to see us today. We're going to give you an excellent deal. The best you could ever find, in fact. Thank you so much for giving up your time. Could we get you a coffee or a water to go? No problem at all. I'll have this package emailed out to you before day's end. You can sit tonight with a nice drink